All right, folks. Well, the Jason Universe people are just the gift that keeps on giving here. It just seems like they're falling over their own feet, and I'm here for it and here to share it with you. So we have an article here from Bloody Disgusting. It comes to us by way of John Squires, and the headline reads: Jason Universe team doubles down on promise of a 13th movie in the Friday the 13th franchise. And let's see what they have to say. I'm very, very curious because I've been seeing this stuff make the rounds, and it seems like anytime a rumor or anything comes out about Friday the 13th, it sets the horror world ablaze. So let's see. I don't know. Guys in the live chat, let me know your thoughts on just how this whole Jason Universe thing is going. I think there's been mostly bad and a couple of like decent things they've done, just decent. But I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts. And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on the Jason Universe. What are you thinking about this mask? I've been seeing, skins of Jason for these video games. I don't know. It doesn't look like the Jason that I know and love, but maybe the whole idea is to reboot Jason for a younger generation and really like target people that aren't even old enough to go see a movie. Maybe they're not going to plan on putting out the movie until all the 12 and 13-year-olds can actually check it out in the theater. I don't know, but let's go ahead and jump on into the article, which says the rights issues have finally been worked out and Jason Voorhees is finally back in our lives, with the Jason Universe team resurrecting the horror icon earlier this year to begin a brand new chapter in his historic legacy. That new chapter has already included the short film Sweet Revenge, while the TV series Crystal Lake looms on the horizon for some time next year. But what about a new movie? Jason Universe's Robbie Barsamian recently teased that a new Jason Voorhees and video game are in the works, and he doubles down on those comments in an interview that was just published in the new issue of SFX magazine. Quote, "We are actively working on a new movie, which will be the 13th in the franchise, as well as a new video game," Barsamian teases in the new issue of SFX magazine. I don't know why that's tough to say, SFX magazine. I just want to say FX magazine. Barsamian also teases in the chat with the magazine that Jason will also be returning, quote, "in other unexpected ways," end quote. He notes, quote, "We're exploring a variety of opportunities, but consistently staying focused on authenticity." Are you sure? Robbie, are you sure that you're consistently staying focused on authenticity? What about those eye holes on the Nicotero mask? Can you explain those eye holes? Oh, anyways, all right, enough editorial from me. The new issue of SFX is the magazine's annual Halloween special. It features the return of Pennywise in It Welcome to Derry, Art the Clown in a new Terrifier game, Jason Voorhees, Leprechaun, Frankenstein, Black Phone, and Rice's Immortal Universe, Halloween Horror Nights, and so much more. And you can subscribe to SFX magazine from clicking the link that's on the Bloody Disgusting site. But yeah, guys, it's so funny to me anytime something like this comes out. And let me just share this picture of, maybe one of the only like kind of decent shots of Jason from Sweet Revenge. Yeah, the Jason Universe people, it really does seem like it's about generating buzz and not really generating much substance. Obviously, hopefully these aren't the only couple of quotes from that interview and they just want us to get the magazine and read the whole interview, right? But Robbie Barsamian is basically saying the same thing that was said at the San Diego Comic-Con. So, whether or not this is like new news, I guess the fact that he is doubling down on it, because we did hear, when Vincent DeSanti from Womp Stomp went to the premiere of Sweet Revenge, he had heard from people inside the Jason Universe that they're really like, yeah, they want to make a movie and a video game, but they don't really have something like of substance. So I think that's an important takeaway here, is that just saying that like, hey, we have these plans, we're going to do this. It doesn't mean that the movie is even in pre-production. It doesn't even mean that they have an outline. They sure as hell don't have a script, or else that would be, we'd be like ready to go to pre-production at that point. So title, don't have that, I'm guessing, or else he probably would have said something like that. So this is something that I'm guessing is probably 3 years away at the soonest. I think the soonest we're going to see a Friday the 13th movie, maybe 2027, maybe towards the end of the year in 2027. But my guess would be sometime in 2028, we would see a return to the big screen for Jason. I could be wrong, but it sounds like they're taking their sweet revenge time on this one. And yeah, I don't know. I take everything that the Jason universe people say with such a huge grain of salt, because they are way more interested in making sure that Jason's ready to go for Fortnite and all that stuff. So they are, they're basically fishing to an audience of people that don't really know anything about Jason. Like, they know what Jason looks like, but it seems like to me that most of what the Jason universe people, like most of what they're focused on, is getting bringing in new people. And, they haven't said it explicitly, but it seems like they don't really care about the fans that have been here for decades, which is whatever. That's their own prerogative. And I could be wrong. By the time we're actually seeing a movie, maybe I'm completely proven wrong. I don't know. I didn't think Sweet Revenge was terrible, but it wasn't anything that really gave me like a whole bunch of confidence. There just wasn't much there. And the Crystal Lake TV show, I am feeling really good about the way it looks. We've shown all those great on-set photos and everything like that. We've been covering that TV show pretty heavily here on the channel, and I'm really, encouraged by what we're seeing there. But that doesn't mean the show's going to be good. Like, we still need a solid story, good performances, and even though everything has a good look to it from the behind the scenes aspect, what is it all going to look like when it's shot and edited and music is put on there? Is it really going to have that mood and atmosphere that's going to resonate with Friday the 13th fans? That is yet to be seen. I'm going to remain as positive as I can on Crystal Lake because we've seen some positivity, but with Jason Universe, I'm kind of at arm's length with these guys. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm being a stick in the mud. Let me know if you're hanging out in the live chat. Jump on in and let me know your thoughts. Talk me off the ledge, so to speak. And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments section down below. Let me know your thoughts on how all of this Jason Universe stuff is going, your thoughts on the Crystal Lake TV show. Tell me what you want to see from a Friday the 13th reboot, or what you're hoping the show brings us as well. And of course, thank you so much for checking out the video. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we're covering horror news all the time here on the channel, whether it's movies or TV shows or comic books, video games, whatever, as long as it piques our interest or tickles our fancy, we're going to cover it right here. So hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss a thing.